Hey guys, Tony here. I'm here to tell you guys that the New England Patriots dynasty is over. Bill Belichick threw Super Bowl 52. When you understand the ongoing feud between Bill Belichick and Tom Brady and Robert Kraft and what the Jimmy Garapolo trade was really all about, you really start to understand how this feud plays into the Patriots season and the end of the Patriot dynasty. And the moment Bill Belichick threw that Super Bowl, then it was evident that the Super Bowl hangover is in full force and that the Patriot dynasty has gone to its ultimate end after the Philadelphia Eagles, America, right? The rebellion fights back against the evil empire. So that's something to look out for the New England Patriots. But Bill Belichick, he wanted Jimmy Garapolo because it was the future of the New England Patriots, and he was going to show that he made Tom Brady and that he was still going to make the playoffs year in, year out without Tom Brady. We see Tom Brady viewed that as a threat. So Tom Brady, he demanded to get rid of Jimmy Garapolo, and he even declined a Garoppolo invite to one of his facilities. Like, they wouldn't let Jimmy Garapolo in. Tom Brady, purposely did not want to help mentor and develop him because he didn't want him to take his job. And Brady wanted Garoppolo to make look bad as much as possible so he wouldn't be the one to succeed him. Brady wanted to keep on playing, until his mid-40s or whatever. Tom Brady does not want to be replaced, and he would not want to let Bill Belichick trade him. The owner, Robert Kraft's loyalty was more towards the franchise quarterback rather than Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick had full control of player personnel for the New England Patriots. Now it's the first time that on a football matter that the owner overrid his decision. And the owner forced his hand. It's just unbelievable. Bill Belichick, he wanted to have Garoppolo as a heir and a successor of Tom Brady. And Robert Kraft forces him to get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo immediately for only a second-round pick to the San Francisco 49ers. Tom Brady's childhood team, grew up idolizing Joe Montana. He has 5 Super Bowls past Joe Montana. He ended up winning as much as he does, so he was that ideal quarterback, to quarterback the Niners, and now the Niners get Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, there's no guarantee that Garoppolo is going to be a success. It was just all in tribute to Tom Brady's childhood team growing up in California. So what did Belichick do? Well, it was just business as usual for the New England Patriots. And the feud between Bill Belichick and Tom Brady continued throughout the season. Started putting the blame on the quarterback for certain things and whatnot. And Belichick growing up in a military family, you don't always want to take things for granted and be in a militaristic mindset and having complete focus and 0 distractions. And that's where it really came from for Coach Belichick. But here we are in Super Bowl 52. Bill Belichick so upset with Robert Kraft for trading away Jimmy Garoppolo. And then Tom Brady, who gets what he wants. Belichick upset that he's not going to be allowed to have a good quarterback once Brady decides to retire. The ultimate revenge to demoralize Tom Brady is to make your top cornerback, Malcolm Butler, the hero of Super Bowl 49, play 0 defensive snaps. The guy was crying on the sideline. He had no good explanation as to why he was suddenly benched for that game. And there was no explanation at all. And the Patriot defense, whoever was replacing Malcolm Butler, they were getting torched out there. I mean, they're getting completely torched out there. And in recent years, the Patriots don't have a good defense. It's like, is Bill Belichick going to try to make the Patriots as bad as he can before he ultimately calls it quits? Because Belichick would not want to be coaching with this defense right now. Belichick is just doing this so he can make it as tough a living hell on Tom Brady as possible. I mean, the Colts dodged the bullet with Josh McDaniels. You look at Josh McDaniels, this guy's the perfect know-nothing coach who drafted Tim Tebow, who's going to be put there to make Tom Brady look bad. And Belichick is going to want Josh McDaniels to be on the good side of the owner, Robert Kraft, right? So here we have it. Bill Belichick is now on the sidelines, working the referee and protecting Tom Brady as quarterback, working the referees and, help coach players on the sidelines. Like Belichick was nowhere to be found. He literally left the coaches to, coach the game. And Matt Patricia, his defense didn't do anything in the Super Bowl. And the Lions are already 1-2. So look at that. Another wonderful Belichick head coach. The Lions are going to lose to Dallas this week. Sorry, guys. It just is what it is. The Lions, after big wins, just hasn't been consistent over the years. What I expect with the franchise. We have to see what they're made of outside of the San Francisco 49ers, and I don't think is a really strong New England team this season. This defense is terrible for New England. Tom Brady had a horrible game today. I mean, the Houston Texans were let back in the game. Who knows what happened there? If it's just covering a point spread, or is it because Belichick wants, to make it a little tough on Tom Brady with all these close games? Who knows? Who knows if this is going to carry on this season? But Tom Brady got demoralized when he lost the Super Bowl and was left all alone against Nick Foles. He couldn't beat Nick Foles in the Super Bowl. This was the ultimate revenge for Bill Belichick. Lose to the backup quarterback like that. It's all pinned on Tom Brady. Bill Belichick gets his revenge on Robert Kraft by preventing him from winning another Super Bowl ring, by benching Malcolm Butler, making this defense look really bad against Nick Foles. I mean, really, Bill Belichick gave up 14 points against the Giants. He gave up 17 points to the Giants in Super Bowl 46. I mean, you had that 25-point comeback on the 2-5 February the 5th for Tom Brady's 25th playoff victory in his 33rd playoff game. All these kind of things that happen in the sports world. But here's the deal for New England here, is that I think this may end up being both Belichick and Brady's last season. Well, who knows? Maybe one of them takes on the challenge. Maybe one of them takes on the challenge. Belichick, he's going to leave after this year. Tom Brady, I think he will leave. I'll just leave it at there. Both guys to retire this year. As of today, I maybe have to think it through, but I'm pretty certain that both would walk away from this disastrous situation in New England. No lack of good wide receivers right now. He doesn't play Josh Gordon this game, so Belichick is gonna get back at Tom Brady and Robert Kraft, and already he went 3-1 with Jimmy Garapolo during Tom Brady's 4-game suspension. Went 11-5 with Matt Castle. So Belichick is the ultimate coach, I think. And Tom Brady, it's just not a lot. I mean, he's really great, but maybe not the best out there. That he was handled a great situation in New England to win some of these Super Bowls. But I agree, he's top 5 of all time. So I'll give Tom Brady his due there. But New England, they're going to beat the Dolphins. They'll be fine. But then on Thursday Night Football, pass the torch in the American Football Conference to Andrew Luck. Thursday night football at Foxborough. Domination by the Horseshoes. Indianapolis Colts are going to beat New England. Andrew Luck is going to finally beat Tom Brady after 5 prior failed tries. He's going to get that win this time around. 3-0 on Thursday Night Football. Andrew Luck will be 4-0 on Thursday Night Football with a win. Yes, he will. It's going to work out perfectly. It's going to work out perfectly. The year of passing on the torch in the AFC and the year of the comeback. I had Ryan Tannehill in the Miami Dolphins making the playoffs before this season. It's looking like in the year of the comeback, this is going to be a really key thing to look out for. And Clay Matthews, roughing the passer call, it's like, hey, I can imagine Washington and Green Bay playing in the playoffs again. I think of the battle between the two quarterbacks in the 2005 draft did the whole deal of the 49ers passing on Aaron Rodgers, passing on their own. The 49ers passing on their own. Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. Can you imagine that? For Alex Smith. That's just unbelievable. It's going to be a bumpy ride for New England. It won't surprise me if they miss the playoffs this season. I'd go pretty far as to say that there's a super strong chance that they can miss the playoffs. That one team up there could end up being, just the Miami Dolphins and how they're playing right now. I think they can keep really top form to be a strong contender with Ryan Tannehill. Last time he played a full season, the Dolphins made the postseason. Ryan Tannehill is a franchise quarterback. You would take Ryan Tannehill over the likes of Joe Flacco. I really love with the Super Bowl, but just not getting it done enough. And Matthew Stafford, another guy out there without any playoff wins, despite having this really big contract. In Seattle Seahawks are destroyed with an overrated system quarterback. Didn't throw for 300 yards at all during the Seahawks Super Bowl run. Look at how they are at right now. Look at this. Look at that football. And look at the Indianapolis Colts defense. They look really physical out there. The Colts, during stretches of the game, run the football well. And Andrew Luck's arm, it's going to get healthier as the season goes by. That's all I can say with Andrew Luck. And look at how the Jacksonville Jaguars already defeated New England, and how that kind of game can be a tiebreaker for the playoffs. Who knows if New England has Pittsburgh on the schedule? And what other big opponents they have outside of the AFC East? But if the Jaguars have a good season and the Colts win, then that's another team that's got a tiebreaker over New England too. Those kind of games can really backfire, and this is what the NFL is really all about. The Colts had a loss outside of the AFC. The Cincinnati Bengals, I don't think, can sustain success to stay in the playoff race. Colts going to jump Cincinnati Bengals as well. Andrew Luck is only going to get better as he understands Frank Reich's offense and what it's really all about on a weekly basis. Watch some of these young running backs get healthy. And once Indianapolis Colts have a much better arm strength from Andrew Luck, once his arm continues to get stronger as the season goes by, and once he's throwing the football even more, I think it's only going to help Andrew Luck. It's great that he's got the bye week before he faces the Jacksonville Jaguars. Frank Reich won the Super Bowl, was a great offensive line who worked it with Nick Foles. They struggled early on the season without him, and he caused the Colts a lot of trouble, and they put out a great effort against the defending Super Bowl champion. I think the Redskins and the Eagles are really tough stretch to open up the season. So let's get it done against the Texans. And Andrew Luck, let's torch that horrible Patriots defense, right? This is what Andrew Luck and company are going to do on that Thursday night football game. The Indianapolis Colts are just going to destroy the Patriots offensive line. it's really not going to be the same Patriots team, but they're going to, maybe 9-7 or something, or 10-6 at best. That's what I'm really thinking with New England this year. This is no joke. But it's never the same again for Tom Brady in his relationship with Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick made sure to demoralize Tom Brady and to say that he wasn't going to get his way. When he went out and masterminded that defensive atrocity in the Super Bowl to make Tom Brady do it all by himself. Bill Belichick got the ultimate revenge on owner Robert Kraft for overriding the decision to keep Jimmy Garapolo for the future. Bill Belichick is an evil genius, and he knew what he was doing after he was overridden for the decision to trade Jimmy Garapolo. No Jimmy Garapolo on the New England Patriots. That completely angered Bill Belichick, and he did get his revenge against Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. And I think Josh McDaniels is a perfect puppet to take the reins of the New England Patriots. This could get really ugly really quickly after the retirement of Tom Brady and Bill Belichick in the 2018-19 season, announcing their retirements in the early stages of 2019.